What is going on, college basketball fans? Today we got a big time transfer portal update video for you guys as 8 big time players committed to new teams, and we're going to get into it and break it down for you guys. If you guys want my opinion on the top 10 players still available in the portal and where I think they are going to commit to, make sure you let me know down below in the comment section, and I will for sure have that video out here in a couple of days. And yeah guys, subscribe if you guys are new. Let's get started. All right, our first big time commit out of the transfer portal was Tremont Mark, who transferred from Houston to Arkansas, and this is such a big pickup for Eric Musselman. They already got Keon Minifield, a freshman from Washington. Now they get Tremont Mark as well, after losing Nick Smith Jr., Anthony Black, Ricky Council IV to pick up these guys. And in my opinion right now, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this, I think Arkansas in general, and he fits that Arkansas system really well, and I don't think Arkansas is done in the transfer portal just yet. This may just be Arkansas's best team that Eric Musselman has had, and he has had some really good teams. So this may be the team that can finally get over that hump from the Elite Eight, make the Final Four, and maybe win the national championship. Our next big time pickup is LJ Cryer committing to Houston. We talked about Tremont Mark leaving Houston. Well, they got a big time pickup themselves, and LJ Cryer is one of the best shooters in college basketball. Last season for Baylor, he was the third scoring option on that Baylor team, and he averaged 15 points per game, 2 rebounds per game, and 2 assists per game. I think on this Houston team, he will be maybe the #1 scorer on this team. Houston also picked up Dunn out of Temple, another really good guard, and I at least think that Jamal Shead will be returning. He's testing NBA draft waters right now, but I think he's going to return to Houston. So I think that LJ Cryer can slide right into that Marcus Sasser role and be a really good shooter and a really good defender, and I think that that is exactly what Coach Kelvin Sampson wants. They are going to be very competitive in their first year in the Big 12. Very excited to see LJ Cryer return game to Baylor in a Houston jersey. Going to be really fun. Next commit I want to talk about, this one actually happened about a week ago, but I missed out talking about it, and that is Jalen Cook, the transfer from Tulane, transferred to LSU. Now this is a big time pickup for Matt McMahon. Got Jalen Cook to stay in state, just heading up to Baton Rouge. Last season for Tulane, he did average 20 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, and 5 assists per game. He is definitely a very underrated player in the transfer portal, and this is a huge pickup for LSU. And for what happened to LSU's roster last season, they're not looking too bad under head coach Matt McMahon. He is doing work in the transfer portal, and I think that they are going to have a pretty decent season there in Baton Rouge. Next transfer pickup I want to talk about here today is Micah Handlon, the transfer from Marshall. He was a freshman last season, and he was the Sun Belt Freshman of the Year. He averaged 7 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 1 assist per game, and almost 3 blocks per game. So he is a really good rim protector, really good rebounder, and he can slide right into that Colin Castleton type role for this Florida team. Now I'm not sure if he's going to provide the scoring that Colin Castleton did, especially going from the Sun Belt to the SEC conference, but he will be able to protect the rim, and he will be able to grab those rebounds. So a very underrated pickup here by the Florida Gators. I really like this, and as a Marshall fan, I'm really kind of upset that we lost Micah. He is a super good freshman center who has a ton of potential, but I hope he does great at Florida. The next pickup I want to talk about here is Fardaws Iback, the transfer from Texas Tech, heading to his 3rd school in 3 years as he transfers to Cal University. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, why would he transfer to Cal? Well, the former Utah Valley head coach, former coach of Fardaws Iback, is now the new head coach of Cal University. This is his first season as the Cal head coach, so that they have that connection there. And now that he is coaching in the Power 5 conference, he gets his guy who played for him before in Fardaws Iback. So I actually don't hate this move a lot. I think a lot of people under first glance might think, why is he heading to Cal? But maybe they can start to turn that program around. Matt Madison, a really good hire for this university, and I hope they do well. Next pickup we are talking about here today is Adrian Baldwin Jr. as he transfers from VCU to Penn State, and he is simply following his head coach here, as Penn State did lose Micah Shrewsbury to Notre Dame. They picked up VCU's head coach, and Adrian Baldwin Jr. is following him to Penn State. He is a really good player, though. 13 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, and 6 assists per game. Really good playmaker, and Penn State's actually not looking that bad considering they lost a really good head coach in Micah Shrewsbury, but really good pickup. It is really good to see that he can get his players to follow him to the Power 5 level and not just go on to somewhere else, because Adrian Baldwin Jr., super good player. We got 2 more to talk about here today. Our next one is Gilbert, the transfer from UNLV, and he is transferring to Iowa State. Now, last season for UNLV, he did average 11 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 3 assists per game. He still has a lot of eligibility left remaining, and I don't believe that Iowa State is done in the transfer portal at all. Iowa State has been really good under TJ Otzelberger, and he is a guy who really likes the transfer portal. I don't think Iowa State's done yet. They're going to pick up a few more pieces, and I think they're always going to be a team that is going to be competitive in the Big 12 Conference. And our last transfer pickup we have to talk about here today is Jaden Epps, the transfer from Illinois, and he is committed to play for head coach Ed Cooley at Georgetown. Now, Ed Cooley recruited him very, very heavily out of high school to go to Providence and play with him, but he got his guy to come to Georgetown, and they have their starting guard there. Last season as a freshman for Illinois, Jaden Epps did average 10 points per game, 2 rebounds per game, and an assist per game, and he is also a pretty good defender as well. A lot of potential for Jaden Epps. Really good pickup by Ed Cooley right there, and Georgetown is another team that I really don't think is done in the transfer portal. They have been a team that has had a lot of interest in Hunter Dickinson, so we'll see if they are able to pick him up. But that is going to do it for this transfer portal update. Let me know if you guys want to see my top 10 players still available in the portal, and along with where I think they will commit to. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching.